There's one funny thing happening with this, and that is that Ben Shapiro is accidentally uniting the workers. Ben Shapiro is accidentally um, putting us all together. When the news first came out about the United Healthcare CEO, Ben Shapiro started making videos about how he was blaming this on the revolutionary left. This is one of his articles. The evil revolutionary left cheers murder. The toxic brew of radicalism and violence that characterized the 1970s in Germany and the United States is bubbling again. So he's cranking up his grifting machine, right? So he can make some more money, making his audience angry at people on the left for not only the murder but the response to the murder. The revolutionary left is creeping into the mainstream. The shooting of Brian Thompson, CEO of United Healthcare, has unleashed a wave of evil. You know you're dealing with a grifter when they call people evil and they're making money calling people evil. That's like the easiest way to not dig into anything is to just call them evil. Not think about shit and not encourage the people listening or watching you to think about shit is to just call them evil. Unleashed a wave of evil, like it's like a like an attack and I don't know, a MOBA or something. It's like the wave of evil. Thompson wasn't a criminal. He wasn't an advocate of death the way abortionists or euthanasia advocates are. And murder of an abortionist or euthanasia advocate would be unjustifiable morally in a democratic system. I love people who just sit on these high ideals. Wave of Evil is a great album title. His great sin is that he was the head of a company that exists within a mixed private public healthcare framework and that he did his job. Yes, that is why he was executed. Before the left, if you hate the system, you are morally justified in murdering anyone who acts within the system. That means if, like one Bernie Sanders follower, you believe that private health care kills Americans, you can murder congressmen. It means if you don't like that healthcare insurers often deny coverage for certain pre-existing conditions or non-covered doctors or medication, you can murder the CEO of a healthcare insurance company. This is revolutionary leftist evil. This is the way that Ben Shapiro was trying to sell all of this to his audience. So this is how he was framing it. And I do think it's important to show how he was framing it because the reaction, whereas his framing is expected, the reaction is unexpected. And I wanted to set it up with some of his words because I didn't want to set it up with listening to him talk at all. I'd much rather read the words than hear him talk to me in my ears. Okay, and then he wants you to do create a free account here so you can have your email and send you all sorts of delightfully passive-aggressive, hateful messages into your inbox every day and get you to buy stuff that's supposed to reduce the evil in the world, I suppose. But this was his framing. Now, oh, and Sailor Sorry made an excellent TikTok about this too. She makes great TikToks. She made a great TikTok about this. She was the first person to actually tell me that this was going on. And when she told me, she sent me a link to the video and told me to read the comments. And I was like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that at all. But then I looked because I figured, why would she send me something that I would hate to that degree? And what I saw when I looked at the comments, now this is from 20 hours ago. Right winger here. You are wrong, Ben. This man denied 35% of claims. One was my dead parents' heart surgery we couldn't afford. He opted to die instead of giving us the debt. This is 1.7 thousand upvotes on this comment. It's not left or right. It's not black or white. It's rich versus poor. Your true colors are showing. So this is people that are in his audience starting to see through the grift. This has 20,000 upvotes. 20,000 upvotes on Ben Shapiro's channel on his video. My liberal heart has never in my life felt more connected to conservatives. People like you, Ben, made us always believe it was us versus them, but actually it's the 99% versus the 1%. And you're in that 1%, buddy. Wow. Remember, guys, Ben has more in common with that CEO than he has with any of us. 8,000 upvotes. He had a wife and a family. Yeah, bro. So did the hundreds of thousands of people who are denied health care and died. 10,000 upvotes. Don't say you're pro-life and then side with health insurance companies. 9.8 thousand upvotes. Like, this is not a wave of liberal folks coming over here and hijacking the comment section. This is his own audience. This is his own audience that is seeing right through this shit. And these are people who have been along for the ride. They've probably been manipulated to blame all sorts of other shit on the left that had nothing to do with left or right. But in this one, I think the frustration of dealing with healthcare, especially as a person with not a lot of resources, is such a resonant experience for so many people. It's such a visceral experience for so many people that they can't see it that way. Fact, both left and right are cheering. We don't care about your feelings. 13,000 upvotes. Not gonna lie, these comments are making me feel patriotic as fuck. 12,000 upvotes. Ben, this isn't about some culture war issue. It's when the left and right realize they are both equally broke. Yeah, the GTA comment is funny. We got conservatives and liberals hugging each other in a comment section before GTA 6. I'm not buying this left versus right shit anymore, Ben. I want health care for my family. This one, I love this one. Wow, maybe I've been wrong this entire time. Ben, I don't think you actually care about us. I think you just want our money. I think you want us to hate each other. 9,000 upvotes. The video 19 hours ago had 7,000 likes and 52,000 dislikes. Oh my gosh. This is really something. I'm going to see some of these replies. Damn, maybe we really are uniting as a working class. I mean, there are a lot of leftists in here adding fuel to the fire, which I love. Okay, you're wrong, Ben. I'm that evil leftist you always rage about. I have an uncle who is conservative as they come. Voted for Trump and everything. We have very little in common and avoid each other at holiday parties. I can tell you we both wept when my dad slowly died of cancer while the insurance he paid for kept denying him life-saving care. We both saw the injustice in that. That same uncle is posting on Facebook right now. He couldn't give a fuck about no CEO. Insurance companies kill millions of people a year, and they don't discriminate between leftists and conservatives. So I just wanted to shine a little bit of a light on that because I think it's fucking interesting. A lot of industry, a lot of media industry, and unfortunately, a political system is kind of has its foundation. It has its foundation in a lot of media manipulation. And this was an incident where something happened that people have such an emotional reaction to that they're choosing to lean into their own feelings about it rather than allow their favorite emotional manipulator to make them think that it's about the other side, whatever the other side is for them. At the end of the day, it is very clear that this is a class issue. Most of the people who are more concerned for the CEO and the CEO class and the moral outrage over any of this are people who are in that part of the class divide. So I think it's interesting that even Ben Shapiro's people weren't willing to go. And he's a master manipulator. He's really good at this shit. That's why he's been very successful. He's really good at this shit. I think one thing that the right-wing information delivery system has always been really good at is selecting very charismatic public faces in order to keep, keep folks in line, to keep people voting how they want them to vote and feeling how they want them to feel from the top down. And when I say the top down, I mean like rich people pay smart people to create think tanks to figure out how to create the voter atmosphere that they want. And part of the way that these ideologies get disseminated is through people like Ben Shapiro. And it's all part of a very big, well-oiled machine that's been operating since the early 2000s. And if something's happening that's making people less willing to go along with it, I think that's good. Like and subscribe, homie, friend. It's free. Stop playing.